Hi my fellow YouTubers, well it's me Emma again, hi. So I know it's been quite long since I last did a YouTube video, but I thought with everything that's happened and it being the festive season I would do an update. So my last one was just all random faces, because I'm weird. But since then I've been in relationships, I've been in this and this, and don't you just find relationships so hard? I mean, take it from me. I got in a relationship with my old best friend. See how I say old? Because now I don't actually know what we are. So, yeah. I think the moral of that story is maybe don't get in a relationship with your best friend, however much you love them, because it quite obviously does not work. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got friends who were best friends before and they've got together and it's been totally fine for them, but it's just not worked out for me. And then I tried this new relationship with this guy that lived quite close to me, and basically we've had one day and then it's just kind of not happened. But to be quite honest, I think that one just went out of the water because of, I don't know, the season, he's busy, I'm busy, blah, blah, blah. But basically, I'm going to give you 5 tips, if I can think of 5, 5 tips on, oh, maybe that way. Anyway, I've got distracted. 5 tips on when getting into a relationship, what are the key things to do to not look like an idiot and to try and keep the relationship. Now, I've been told that I give pretty good advice, so let's see then. So, tip number 1. My tip number 1 would be just take it slow. I mean, people are like I don't know, they want to rush into relationships way too quickly, and it just, I don't know, I think if you do everything before you've even really got to know each other, then it can just bring up a whole lot of rubbish. Because you could sleep with them and then later on actually find out that they've cheated or you've cheated or whatever. And to be quite honest, that's why I'm saying my number 1 tip is to take it slow. I mean, people say, oh yeah, but taking it slow is boring and yeah, but it also allows you to get to know the person properly and make sure that they aren't actually right for you, instead of rushing into things and then finding out that later on they're not. So yeah, that's number 1. Number 2, oh, sorry, swear, sorry. Number 2 is, I'd say don't go full on. I know that's kind of the same as taking it sober, as in what I mean by don't go full on is, in a relationship you feel like you have to kind of tell each other everything right at the very beginning, just so they understand and they know what's happening and all this lot. But my number 2 would be, don't be full on. Don't tell them everything that they need to know. Don't do that, because that's what dates are for, and that's what spending time together is for. So you get to know the person for who they are, and you're not going to have all the information straight away, which then clogs up in your mind and you're like, oh wait, is that actually that, or is that actually that? So yeah, I'd say my number 2, don't be full on. Just take it, go with the number 1 of taking it slow and just get to know them. Don't give away all your secrets and all the little weird bits about yourself. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3, I can't even believe I'm this far ahead. Number 3, ooh, weird finger. 3. My third bit of advice would be, if they're trying to force things on you, it's not right. So if they're trying to force you to have sex with them, or force you to kiss them, or just forcing you to try and do anything you're not comfortable with, then one, it's obviously not right and they're quite controlling, and two, just don't do it. I've been through so many, like, and I'm not saying I'm an expert or nothing, like, full on put that. I'm not an expert on relationships and stuff like that. But from advice I've been given to my friends and some family and stuff like that, it's if someone's trying to push you to deep throat or push you just to have sex or anything like that, it's obviously, if you're not comfortable with it, then it's obviously something it's not, in a relationship, it's not just one way. Like, it's not just whatever that person wants, that's what you give them. It's a two-way thing. Like, two-way. So, you have to give them something. Well, you don't have to give them something, but you have to suggest something, they have to suggest something, and then you work it out together. And it's just much easier that way. So, yeah, just don't be forced to do anything, because in the end, it's only you that's going to get hurt. Because if they force you to have sex with them and then they dump you the next day, it is quite obvious that all they wanted was for you to have sex with them. And if that's the type of man you want to be with, then whatever, go for it. But it's quite obviously they don't love you, they just want you for sex. And I'm not being funny, they could get a hooker if they want that. Like, you are basically their hooker, but they don't have to pay you. See, you like a cheap hooker if you're just letting boys use you for sex. So yeah, my number 3 is don't be forced to do anything. Make sure you're happy with what you're doing. And if they're not happy with it, they are obviously not the right man for you. Okay, I'm going with number 4. Number 4, I would say, what would be my number 4? I should have probably worked this out before. Okay, my number 4 is, now this is for the guys as well as the girls. If they're all about the image, and they're all about whether they look good and the person they're with looks good, and really they're just on about clothing and body. So if that's all they talk about, they're a bit dull. I mean, if you're the girl or boy that is exactly the same thing, then maybe you'll get on with each other. But I don't know, relationships to me are more about whether the person is, like, they've got a good personality. They don't have to look good personally, but I don't know, you might want some hunk, whatever, go for it. But yeah, like, I would say just make sure they're more, like, they've got more to say within the relationship than just, oh, what clothing you're wearing, oh, what's your body type like, you know, like, make sure there is something more there than that. So that's my number 4. Had a rubbish number 4, but still. And my number 5. I've got to 5 people. 5 gold rings. Yeah, anyway. So my number 5 would be abuse. I am a sole believer in if there is abuse in the relationship, there is something wrong. I'm not saying banter. Like, banter is perfectly fine. If you want a bit of banter with someone, that is fine. So you can be like, you're fat. You know, it's banter, it's laughter, you're doing it together. But when there's, like, physical and mental violence, so they're full on just going, well, like, obviously the physical would be, like, punching and that is just totally wrong. Just get out of that relationship. But I would say mentally it will be stuff like, they just, like, say little things or do little things where it puts you down as a person. So it could be like, oh, you're always fat and lazy, why are you just lying around everywhere? Why don't you do anything? You know, like, stuff like that. You don't need that in a relationship. I'm not, like, personal experience, looking at me, personal experience, you get it enough as you're going around and people just say it as you're going past. You don't need it in a relationship where they're meant to be loving and caring and actually love you for like who you are and what you've become. So I'd say, yeah, banter, fine. But when it's physically and mentally like straining you and like it's making you feel absolute like crap, just get out of that relationship. Get out of it and don't bother with it. Like literally. There is someone out there, like I'm a big believer, and there is someone out there for all of us. Whether they are out there and still living or they've passed, unfortunately, so you've not been able to meet them, there is someone out there for everyone. And when you find that person, you'll know it's right. Now I haven't found that yet, and I know I haven't, and I've followed my 5 tips and everything. So, just YouTubers, promise me, do not be in a horrible relationship because you feel like crap. I am telling you because I know. So, don't be underneath saying, oh, but you're not an expert, like, why should we listen to you or nothing. There is hundreds of these over YouTube. I've seen it on other people's YouTube videos. I don't want it on mine. I don't care. I've said it. I'm not an expert in relationships. I've just given you my 5 tips. Everyone else is giving out tips, so follow them or not. No difference to me, really. But still, I hope I've helped. I've rambled quite a lot, but I hope I've helped. And yes, so enjoy. And thank you for watching my YouTube video. I hope you... Well, I'll try and do more, and I hope you like this one.